Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that one of our admin received, and the translation reads like this. Hello, Brother Nash, how are you? Can you please post my own story? Is anonymous. I am a 25-year-old South African woman. So I am in love with a man that is from Zim. He really takes good care of me, and he is the one who is helping me out so that I can go through university. This man, he is loaded. With him, I can manage, even if it happens that out of college, I won't be able to get a job. Like I've seen a lot of the people that I have been with school to, you can see that, yeah, indeed, we do go to college, but at the end of the day, like it is just the same. Things are not changing. To get a job, it becomes like really difficult. So that is why I am hanging on to this man. So I met this man on a dating platform, and then he did not tell me that he was from Zim. With time, the more that I got to know him, I then found out that he was from Zim. I had no intentions of ever dating a man that is not from my tribe, a man that is not South African. But at that time, I was really desperate. You know, when you are going to college, things become really difficult. For you to have anything when you are in college, it becomes so difficult. So I told myself that, okay, let me just date this guy. I was in love with another guy, but this man, all that he wanted from me was sex and nothing else, who was also from my tribe, a South African as well. As for the money, with the way that he was stingy, you would think that he can survive without sex. But whenever you speak with him, he'll be telling you, when are you coming to my place? When are you coming to my place? He would even expect that you have to fund the trip to go to his place. And when you are at his place, he then complains and tells you that he does not have any money, there is no food, and you need to make a plan. And he was always choosy. When you say, okay, let us buy this and this and this, let's cook and eat, he will say, no, I don't want that. What do you want then? I want McDonald's. I want this. I want that. That is what he used to do. And at that time, I then told myself that it was far much better for me to find someone else, someone that was responsible enough, until I came across this guy. I did not love him at first, but I grew to love him. And we started making these naughty video calls and whatnot, until I said, let me go to his place. This man, I did not even expect that this was the kind of a life that he was living. When he invited me to his place, I was like, yo, I'm going to get killed by this Zimbabwean guy. I arrived at the complex where he was staying. Very beautiful, high level of security. I had to wait at the gate to make sure that when they allow me in there, I did not have any other intentions to steal or to do anything. And I was like, wow, these people, they are enjoying our country, whilst we are just suffering out there. And then when I got in there, you should check out the apartment that he stays in, the most beautiful house that I had ever seen. We spoke immediately. When he said that he wanted to make love to me, I said, why not? Why not? Why would I ever refuse such a man to sleep with me? I had arrived, I told myself, I felt so great. And I told myself that there is no way that I am going home tonight or tomorrow. I stayed at his house until I felt like I was already his wife, but still I needed to return back to the residency where I was staying. So I would go to school, then during the week I would go and sleep at his house. Weekend, it was an obvious thing. I had to be with my man. I did not want people to steal him away from me. The money started pouring me. That is when I think that it made me to be more addicted to him. It was money. Babe, I am so sad. You will send me some money. You know, I need to do this. Then you will send me some money. And I was really enjoying my life. I do not want to tell you. And little did I know that this man, he was a married man. His wife, he had left the wife back home in his country. With time, that was when I discovered that This is what was happening. So he was using two phones. There was one day when he had gone out for a business meeting. He left me at his place. That was when I found out that there was another iPhone. This was after I had opened up his MacBook. And then I just saw that when you say find my phone, because I wanted to see if indeed he was at that hotel where he had told me that the meeting was going to take place. So I did find my phone. Then I noticed that there was another iPhone that was there. I said, which phone is this? I then pressed the find my phone and it then started ringing. To my surprise, I looked for it until I found it. It was hidden by the Nashi. From the look of things, this phone was hidden. I tried to open it, but I could not guess the password. Scared that I was going to block the phone, I just decided to leave it. And then when he came back, he looked for it, and then I knew that this man was cheating on me. I went mad and I said, today I'm going to show you that you do not mess with a woman like me. And then we started fighting and I wanted to break him. I wanted to break everything that was in the house until he apologized and he took me. I started crying because the moment that he took me and he said, come here, I have an explanation. I knew that there was another woman in the picture. I cried so hard, asking him what was he going to tell me because I did not want him to break my heart. And he said, no, it is fine. He then sat with me on the bed. I kept on crying and he did not even know where to start. And I said, fine, just tell me. That was when he told me that back in his country, he had another wife. Sometimes the wife comes, sometimes he goes back to his country. I cried so loud and I just said, do a bolt. I want to go back home. I then returned back home. But when I was home, I kept on crying because I was in love with this man. I did not want to lose him. That was when I thought about my auntie. Brother Nashi, it was late. I went to the taxi rank and I went back to the province where I come from and I went straight to my auntie's house like late. She was like, what's wrong? Why? It seems as if you were crying because along the way I was crying. Even people noticed that this was what was happening to me. There was another woman in the picture. I had given this man my heart, yet there was another woman, a woman that he had gotten married to. So it meant that I was nothing. I was just a side chick. I was just flesh of meat that he will just regularly have, and he was paying for those services. That was why he was giving me all of this money. It meant that one day he would return back to his country to never return back to South Africa again, with leaving me with this heartbreak. And then I spoke with my auntie and she told me that it was easy. She then gave me some charms. She told me to pick up some dog poo. I had to return back the following day. That was what I did. I would cook the dog poo for her as well as bathing myself with my own urine. I had bought some other herbs as well as some salts to chase away toxicologies. And then the time for me to hurt the wife came. How was I supposed to know that my auntie was going to be this evil-hearted so much as to have her killed? She passed away and I saw her spirit the day that she died and she said, this is what you did to me. Then I found out that my auntie is not a woman who just knows how to use herbs. She is a witch as well. I also have dreams now, finding myself in the middle of graveyards with my auntie and her friends opening up graves. This is what I had to do to save my relationship. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.